Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Today we're inside the 110, finishing off the dash. So over the last few weeks, while I've been waiting for the canvas and the frame set to come in, I've actually been doing a few smaller jobs, just as important, but I've been getting those done while we've been waiting. So chronologically, we're out of order a little bit, but this video is a really good one because I spent a lot of time designing and coming up with some ideas of how to trim our sort of custom dash, and this is definitely something you guys could do, and I think you're going to like the look of what we've come up with. It's really turned out better than I'd hoped because we've got a real sort of series feel inside the vehicle as well as outside, and that's just what I wanted. So today we're going to be looking at the gauges, and you can see here I've stripped the panels off the competition dash from AliSport that we've got fitted. Now we are going to be going down to AliSport and actually redesigning this for civilian use. But I've got a few issues of actually getting down there. So the first one is we can't put our old school Speedo in here because there's a bracket behind it, which I'll show you in a second. If you've got a newer TD5, the dial's a lot shallower, so it will fit, but ours is much earlier than that. So what I've done is I've slid one of the plates to create a new shape there. So that's going to be my new Speedo location. So if I then slide it out, you can see what I mean about the bracket. So this bracket here, which supports the steering column, is in the way. It's just too close. Now, I've spoken to AliSport, and there's a potential that we would consider mounting a plinth on here to mount the Speedo up and out proud, but it is going to look a bit rubbish. So I think we're going to have to relocate that Speedo. What I'm going to do is, because I haven't got a box cutter tool big enough, I'm going to put that on there, cut as much of it out as possible, and then with the remaining meat on there I'm going to drill loads of different holes just to take the meat out, and then I'll finish it off with the jigsaw, because I don't think the jigsaw will cut that tighter radius on its own. I think the blade will snap. So let's give this a go. I think it will work. I think it just might take a while. Okay, so we've got our hole, very crudely cut, and I've just filed it to clean it up. I'm hoping now our Speedo is going to fit. Can you hear that? So we've got our two green lenses back out. It's not pretty, but it does work. I'm also hopefully going to put the other gauges in this panel, and then I'm going to trim it just to show you what we've got in mind. We have got the voltmeter, I'm not really bothered about. We have got our fuel gauge, which doesn't work, and we've got our thermostat, our temperature gauge, which we do need. We do also have a very nice clock, and these are quite rare, so I'd quite like to get that in, but it might be on another panel. So on this panel we could go 3 across. It's going to be a bit tight, don't want to look too crowded, but we'll sit them there and there, and then we've got room underneath to put some warning lights. So inside here you can see you've got this little green lamp, if you like, shroud, lens shroud, and they snap off when these break off, and that's what's happened on our Speedo, but we have managed to save those ones. So I could try and do the same for our voltmeter. Right, let's see if our holes are right. I'm guessing they're not going to be. These are 52 and the bit I had was 51. I thought it would make a rougher job of that. So we are going to have to try and just file this open a little bit. I've got some scrap leather, so what I'm going to do is actually trim this in leather, and then we're going to mount the gauges, put it on the dash, and just see what we think. It's just a test fit, remember. Leather is not going to be what we're going to be trimming our vehicle in, and that's because I want it to be sort of protected from the elements, and leather's going to absorb moisture. So we're going to be using a vinyl for the final fix, but this will give us a really good indication of how it all looks. We need to put contact adhesive on both sides, wait for 2 minutes, and then lay it on the face. And we'll try and stretch it as we lay it on from the middle to make sure we get a nice smooth finish. So So when I put this corner over, what we're going to do is we're going to fold it up into a little pucker like that, look, on itself. Can you see what I've done there? And then we'll trim that off afterwards. So, a bit more contact adhesive. I haven't got any on the back side of this. Pucker, remember? There. So, we want these to be nice and flat. There we go. Nice sharp knife, does help, obviously. Now all we need to do is just make little holes where we're going to fit it onto the dash. You can see where our hole is there in the corner. All we want to do is just put our screwdriver in there, twist it, and it should cut through the leather. Yeah. Although these bolts are stainless, they're really ugly. So we will go for some button heads eventually. Definitely you need to use washers so you're not going to tear the material when you're doing it up. Well, there we have it. That's so clean. Now I like the gap we've got in here because we can have a couple of lights or a warning light, which is great. So I could rig that up any way I want. I could have the indicators on there. I just think it's just really nice, clean and simple. So we have got plenty of other room for other information if we want it, but that is just nice and basic for now. Well guys, I'm really pleased with how it came out. I couldn't actually be more pleased because I just think it's got a really nice sort of heritage feel to it. It's definitely something you guys could do. If you want to go down this road, you know, it's not that expensive. You've got a really nasty dash in your Defender or your 110 or your 90. This is definitely a solution you could think about. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Now, one thing I will mention is from now on, everything that we feature in these episodes, they're going to be listed in the description below. If you click the link, those items are going to be 5% off the LR Parts website. So if you see something you like, such as this dash, if you click now, down below on the link, you can get this dash at 5% off. And those links and those offers only last for about 10 days. So make sure you subscribe so you know exactly when all the new videos come out and you'll be able to make the most of those discounts. So thanks for watching and I'll catch you on the next one.